All right. Good evening. I want to say good morning. Before we start, I want to talk a little bit. Is that book going to go there? Yeah. I always think about what I'm going to say. Sometimes I think I don't have anything to say. Sometimes I don't have anything to say. And sometimes I don't have anything to say and I say something anyways. A lot of times there's the world, people will say, be yourself. And people will like make cards that say that. And there'll be songs about being yourself. But if we look at it, a lot of times, I don't think people want you to be yourself. It's a nice thing to say. And in fact, if you know someone being themselves, and even if you're like, oh, that's very different than what I'm doing, you should encourage them to be themselves because really not being yourself and like trying to play this inauthentic role is really kind of very draining on the spirit, you know? But like, you go out with a bunch of people and then you're like, let's get pizza. And they're like, let's get pineapple on the pizza. You're like, no way. And they're like, but that's what my family loves. And now I'm sad because I'm not buying. It's like this whole, like, sometimes it's difficult to be yourself. But um, I remember in the punk rock community, this someone said to me, it's everyone being anti and going against the grain all together in the exact same way. We have these little, everyone wants you to fit in the section, and everyone, like, people will be like insulted if your being yourself doesn't match their idea of being yourself. And being yourself takes a long time to even figure out what that is. And then if you're lucky enough to figure that out, then to be that. But the other day, it's a long one, I saw the guy who wrote The Art of War, this quote about it was something along the lines of be unique and be yourself in your mind, but when you go into society, try to blend a little bit, try to be a little bit more like everyone else, because as much as people tell you to be yourself, this is not the truth. Thank you for coming. Let's warm the hands up, rubbing them together a little bit. Shoulders are back. We can begin breathing in and out through the nose. Let's pat the right hand to the left collarbone, a little bit up if you like, and then a crossing so we're getting both. Good. Right hand outside of the left knee, left hand behind you. We're going to sit up nice and tall and look back over the left shoulder, breathing in the nose. Good. Let's come all the way around to the other side. We're going to sit up tall again. And sitting up tall means from the tail to the crown of your head, straight line as we turn the body on that straight line and look gently over the shoulder. Good. To center, right hand down. Let's bring that left arm all the way out and get that hand as wide as possible. And then close it up as tight as possible. And the left hand wide as possible. And close it up tight as possible. A couple more of those. We are doing the whole time we're breathing. The whole class is breath work. And then we're just doing the postures around that. Wide open with the hand. Let's come up and over, long reaching. Don't move the right shoulder. Look up along the elbow to the sky. Good. Go ahead and switch. So left hand down, right arm out for a moment. Wide as possible. Close it up. Wide as possible. Close it up. A bit of over and over. And wide as possible again. We're going to hold that. Come up and over. Lengthen the whole side. And then you could look up along the elbow to the ceiling. Good. Let's come up to center, bringing our spines to that center spot. We're going to bring the right hand out in front and pull those fingers back a bit. The thumb on that right hand is reaching back to your ear. And other side, please. Good. Reach the arms all the way straight out. Let's see if I can have them both in frame. Nice. Circle in the wrists. One direction firstly, and then the other direction. And then turn the fingers down and reach out through the wrists. And before we get too tired having those arms up, push the walls out. We're going to turn and look to the left, pushing the hands out, the arms out. Whatever side you went to is fine. And then over, please, to the other side. Good. We're going to stand and begin our hopping as lightly or as heavily as you like. I'm going to start easy, just with the heels. Shake the hands a bit. And then I'm going to do the jumping. You could pat the ribs and the kidneys if you like. Excellent. Beat the distance of the hips. We're going to swing the arms forward. And then backwards. And across the front, switching the arm hand on top. And let the hands on the hips. We're going to swing them way around. And then opposite direction. Great. Step the right foot directly over the left. Partial forward fold. And we're going to circle in the hands any direction you like or both directions. Switch the feet and pendulum the hands now instead. Great. Let's stand, feet together, big toes touching, ankles a bit apart. Let's take a couple of breaths here with the thumbs out. Let's turn the palms in for a second. Stand up straight, core in, shoulders a bit back, and then turn the thumbs out again and feel that in your shoulders. You can even repeat it a couple times, and it's real different. So here we go. We're going to breathe in, reach up, look up, prayer to the moon. Breathing out, we're going to forward fold. Try to keep the legs in the direction straight, hands on the ground or the shins. We look up, shoulder blades together, core in. Forward fold, out breath, and then all the way back up, reaching out and up. Hands in prayer are coming down through the heart center and all the way back up on the in breath. Breathing out, forward folding, fingers low. We look up and we forward fold, back up, reaching out and up. Down through the heart center and all the way back up again on the in breath. Breathing out, forward folding. We look up and we forward fold, back up, reaching out and up. Down through the heart center, up again on the in breath. Breathing out, forward folding. We look up and we forward fold, back up, reaching out and up. Down through the heart center, up again on the in breath. Breathing out, forward folding. We look up, and from here we're going to step back, type of push up with the belly and legs tight. We're going to stay here breathing in the nose. When you're ready, we're going to lower down or drop down, up dog, third eye, tight legs, and then down dog. You could bend the legs, pushing each different heel down towards the earth, or you could stay still, looking towards the navel. Walk your way up to the top of the mat, feet together. We look up and we forward fold, all the way back up, reaching out and up, down through the heart center again, all the way back up on the in breath. Breathing out, forward folding. We look up, we step in, type of push up. We lower, up dog, down dog. And we're going to stay here breathing. If you want to come up on the toes on the in breath and down with the heels on the out breath, you could. Of course, we're going to breathe here. Step or jump, top of the mat. We look up and we forward fold, all the way back up, reaching out and up, down through the heart center again, and all the way back up on the in breath. Breathing out, same, forward folding. We look up, stepping, type of push up, we lower and drop, up dog, and down dog again, breathing in the nose. Step or jump, top of the mat. We look up and we forward fold all the way up to the sky. Let's hold prayer above the head for a moment. And if you want to arch back, lift through the heart. And then we're going to bring the arms down again with the thumbs out again. Let's take a couple of breaths here in between these sequences. Great. Surya Namaskara B. Let the knees fall together, sitting in chair. And up, over, forward folding again, fingers low. We look up. We step into push-up. We lower. Up dog. Down dog. Right foot, warrior one. Let's bring hands in prayer above the head. We're going to take a few breaths here tonight. Good. Hands back down. Stepping again. Top push-up. We lower. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Left foot, please. Right foot turns out. Again, hands in prayer above the head. Looking up if possible. Good. Hands back down again. Stepping top push-up. We lower. Up dog. And down dog. And again, we're going to stay like this. Walk your way back up to the top of the mat. We look up. Forward fold. We sit in chair again. And standing, shoulders back. Great. Let's do the same. Sit in chair. And up over into that forward fold. We look up, step in, type of push-up. We lower, up dog, down dog, right foot, warrior one. Again, hands in prayer above the head, looking up. We're going to take a few breaths here again today. Very nice. Hands back down, stepping again, type of plank. We lower to chaturanga, up dog, down dog, left foot, please. Right foot turns out. Again, hands in prayer above the head, looking up, breathing in the nose. Best you can. Great. Hands back down. Stepping type of push-up. We lower. Up dog and down dog. Very nice. Breathing here. Step or jump, top of the mat. We look up and we forward fold. Feet and knees sitting in chair. Standing, shoulders back. Just one more tonight. Let's sit in chair again. Good. Up over to the forward fold. We look up. We step in, top of push-up. We lower. Up dog. Down dog. Back to warrior one. Right foot again. Up top. Hands in prayer above the head. Core in and up. Maybe arching back, lifting the heart to the moon. Great. Hands back down. Step in. We lower. Up dog. Down dog. Left foot step in. Right foot turns out flat. Hands again in prayer above the head. If you'd like to arch back, lift the heart. Great. Hands back down, step in, tap, push up. We lower, up dog, and we stay in down dog again. Walk your way back up top of the mat. We look up and we forward fold. Let's sit in chair. We're just going to stay in chair tonight with the arms up. You could go hands in prayer and look up. I'm going to keep my arms just kind of goal posting. Great. Let's stand. We'll take the feet apart, distance to the hips. We're going to grab elbows and hang here. You could balance if you prefer. You balance, push the breath out every time the body drops down. Engage the core. Come on all the way up and touch the sky. And then all the way back down. Peace fingers under big toes, thumbs touching on the inside. And it's okay to bend the legs, bring the top of the head towards down. Long, deep breathing. Up again. And down again, each hand under each foot. Same, it's okay to bend the legs. Top of the head towards down, breathing in the nose. Very nice. Let's stand. We'll take a moment at the top of the mat. We'll pivot tonight, so left foot will step back about the distance of one of your legs for the base of triangle. Right foot straight forward, back foot about 45 in the upward pointing, arms out. Here we go. We're going to reach out and right hand down, left arm up. We're going to breathe here. We'll come up. We're going to pivot. Right toes 45, left toes out the back. We're going to reach out and we're catching triangle on the other side. Good. Back up. We pivot again. Left toes 45, right toes out. Let's shorten the stance about 3 inches. We're going to lean slightly forward as we reach the left arm forward. Get really a nice length out of the back and the arm and the fingers. And then we twist the left hand down. Keep the feet flat, the legs straight. We're going to breathe here. And we're coming up, we're gonna pivot right toes 45, left toes out. We're gonna reach the right arm way out, partial forward fold, and then again, right hand down, left arm up. And back up. We pivot again. Right foot to the front for warrior two, re-lengthen the stance. We'll take a good long hold in warrior two like it's a meditation, staring at the right hand, breathing in the nose with the core a little bit engaged. Let's do extended side angle. Could be forearm on the leg or hand on the ground. Left arm is coming up and over. We're going to breathe here. Great. Up again. We'll straight the right leg, and then we're going to pivot to warrior two out the back here. We'll breathe like this. Again, extended side angle, however you did it on the other side. Back right into horse. With horse with the hands on the legs near the knees, arms straight, and we're going to rotate right shoulder forward and then left, and a little bit of back and forth. Good. We're going to come up and hold the moon with both hands. Very nice. Straight the legs, turn the feet to run straight forward, touch the sky, and then straight down, touch the earth right under the shoulders, right on the line of the big toes. Head towards down, wherever it goes, get to where it goes, and we're going to hang out there and breathe. A little bit in the tension zone. Let's come up. We're going to reach out to the ends of the fingers, and behind the back, we shall intertwine the fingers, and we'll forward fold here. Lift the toes. We're going to hold them up for a bit. and then down as light as possible. And back up, touch the sky, and back down, grabbing shins, ankles, or big toes with the peace fingers, elbows away from the ears. Both hands over to the right, nose towards the knee. All the way over to the other side. Good. Let's come up, shorten the stance to about 3 or 3.5 feet. We're going to turn the left toes out the back of the mat. We're going to do pyramid. We're going to just do pyramid today. And then I like to bring the arms up because you want the shoulders and the torso to be the same as the back line of the mat here. And we'll grab hands behind the low back and we're going to look up. You could do reverse prayer if you prefer. And we're going to come down and look at the left foot, breathing here. Great. Up. And we are going to pivot. Left toes 45, right toes out. I'm going to bring the arms out again so I can get that turning of the shoulders. And then behind the back, once again, we look up, we come down, keep those shoulder blades back, and we're going to look at the right foot now. Really focus on controlling the breath. Deep, long, deliberate in the nose. You could restrict the throat a little bit if you like. Great. Let's stand and we'll move around a little bit. Let's dog shake. Alrighty, we're gonna do a tree, standing on the left foot. I'm gonna go right foot up with the ankle above the knee, flexing that foot and hands to heart. You could lock the foot as we do quite often. It is your choice. We are gonna breathe right here. Go ahead and switch that. So standing on the right, left is gonna come up. You could flex that foot if it's out in the front, otherwise it's locked against the leg way up high. Back to that left foot down. We're going to bring the right knee up and grab the right knee with the right hand. You could Get the peace fingers to grab the big toe and extend that leg straight out. Maybe just the knee if you prefer. That's what I'm going to do. And let's open that leg out to the right as we look over the left shoulder. Bring that leg back to center. Show me the bottom of your foot. Great. Let's do the other side. Standing on the right, left leg is coming up. If you grab the big toe, do the same. Try to keep your hips parallel to the earth so they're not jumping up. And nonetheless, we're going to stay here breathing. Open that leg out to the left as you look over the opposite shoulder. Back to center. Show me the bottom of your foot. Very nice. Down into a squat. Here we come. Elbows in the legs, shoulders back. We'll take a few breaths here. Hands in prayer straight forward, all the way up to the moon. And back down. All the way up to the moon. And back down. All the way up to the moon. And back down. One more all the way up. And then back down. We're going to come to hands and knees. I'm going to move my mat, and then I'm also going to double up this back section. Let's do a bit of cat and cow, knees 2 fists apart. And we'll drop the belly looking up, third eye. And as we breathe out, we're going to arch the back, moving and breathing. Eyes probably closed. The breath is the same tempo of the movement. Back to center, look over the right shoulder, see the tail. And then over, please, to the other side. And back to center, right foot up top, arms up like a big funnel. We're going to stay here a little bit. I'm going to adjust my knee. Good, let's twist. Left elbow outside of the right leg. Hands in prayer. You could roll back onto the ball of the left foot, lifting the knee if you like. Shoulder back, breathing here. Great. Let's do the other side. Right knee is staying back. Left foot is hopping up front. Arms up. Again, a few breaths here. And let's get that twist. Right elbow outside. And if you want to lift that leg up in the back, whatever you did on the other side. Great. Back to hands and knees. Feel like we haven't done this one in a little bit. I can't remember though. We're going to turn the right hand in the face of the left. By the way, the shoulder is over the wrist or a little bit out, and the hip is over the knee. The knees are two fists apart. Left hand reaches through, laying onto the left shoulder. I'm going to move my hand a little further out and push it down on the ground and rotate the right shoulder back. I crack my back nicely. You could come around the back, grabbing the pocket or actually the leg, either or. We're going to stay here breathing. Well, let's come up and we're going to flip it. We turn that left hand in and then we're feeding the right arm through. I'm going to move my hand out a little further, more like so the elbow is over the wrist, and then push and rotate back. Then if you want to come around, you can. Otherwise, I'm staying with the hand down. Back to hands and knees. We're going to come to pigeon from here. We're going to bring the right knee up towards the right wrist, and then that right foot is coming forward towards the left wrist. Left knee is going to crawl way back. We could look up for a moment, and ultimately we're coming down, maybe to forearms with hands, intertwined fingers, maybe with your third eye on those hands, maybe lengthening it out with the head down. Anywhere in those spots is good. We're going to focus on the breathing, which we are controlling. Great. Let's flip it. Back to hands and knees, and then left knee up towards the left wrist, left foot towards the right. We're going to crawl that right leg back and down again we come. Very nice. Let's sit down. We're going to go left leg straight out in front with the right foot against the thigh here, like tree, but sitting. And we're going to fold out and just hold the toes. And we're going to breathe like this, forward folding best as you can. You could put a strap around your foot. A lot of these forward folds have been difficult to me, but the body opens up a little bit at a time. It's just about staying a little more flexible than we otherwise would be. Let's keep breathing. Excellent. Please switch it. Right leg out. And we're going to fold out again. And we're going to breathe here. Good. To our twist. Left leg out, right foot flat on the mat. Left arm's going to grab that leg. Hand behind you on your tail line, shoulder back on that same line as best you can. Maybe elbow outside, maybe not. We're going to breathe here. Great. Other side, please. Right leg out, left sole in. Here we go. Sitting up tall. Good. Back to center. We're going to be on the tail. So both legs bent, arms under the bent legs. We'll roll back. You could stay here. You could let go, locking the shoulders back. You could straighten the legs. We're going to breathe. Cross the feet, grab the shins, sit up nice and tall. And up again, please. Cross the feet, sit up tall. Up again, 3 of 4. Cross the feet, sit up tall. I said 3 or 4, but I didn't mean that. Upper number 4 of 5. Here we go. Cross the feet, sit up tall. This is the last one. Back up. Great. Hug the knees in. We're going to lie back and do bridge or Urdhva Dhanurasana. Your choice. I'm going to do bridge, feet down flat. We're going to lift the hips, tuck the shoulders, intertwine the fingers, and push the arms down and the hips up. Great. Back down. We're going upside down. We're going to start with plow, kicking the feet up and over the head. You're going to have the hands in the back or intertwine fingers with the arms down. We're going to breathe a couple of more times here. Hands on the back, elbows in closer to the distance of your shoulders. We're coming up in a shoulder stand. Today, let the legs open. We're going to breathe here. And bring the legs back together. We're going to bring the knees to the ears and roll down into dead bug. Knees in the armpits. You could rock around, you could stay still. I'm going to use a strap tonight. I know on a couple of you don't have to, but in case you want to, we'll bring the knees into the chest for a moment. I'm going to get my belt. And then we're going to lie down flat. So we're going to do right on right. If you don't have the straps, not a problem. You can grab the calf. Those of you that can keep the leg straight and grab the big toe, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, strap is super useful on this sequence of poses. Try to keep the leg straight, try to keep the shoulder down. What's coming towards the face, for some of us, it will never get close. Don't worry about it. Let the right leg fall out to the right as we reach out and look to the left. We're going to come back up to center, switch hands on the strap, and let that right foot come all the way over to the left as we reach out and look to the right. Back to center, both hands up towards the heel, nose up towards the knee. Couple of breaths here, doing our best to hold the left leg down. Great. Let's do the other side. Left on left. With that foot straight up for coming down towards the face. We're going to stay here. And that leg will fall out to the left as we reach out and look to the right. Let's come back up. We'll switch hands and all the way over to the other side. Good. Back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. And we're going to rock ourselves up to a seated position for a 5-minute meditation. You could take it laying down if you preferred. Setting my timer. Sit comfortably, legs crossed, but as comfortable as possible. Hands in the lap, fingers intertwined, thumbs together is probably best. Shoulders back, chin slightly to the chest. And we become aware of the body breathing itself as best as we can, putting our mind's attention on that. Even when we drift off, we'll come back to it. Spin the hands to the heart center, rub them together a little bit. And all the way up like a big funnel. We're going to take a breath in through the nose as much as we can get. We'll breathe in more through the mouth. Hold the breath, tighten the core, tighten the legs, lift the floor, and then we let it all out. You're living your dream. Don't miss it. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. It's danieloverberger.com. You can find links to PayPal and Venmo. there. And let me get this in the off selection of the recording, if I can even find it. There it is. Okay. So many things are flopping around here. Anyone who wants to unmute is welcome to. I've got it all together.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Julie. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. It was awesome as always.
Excellent. Well,
Thank you.
thank you, Trixie. Good to see you.
I see you.
Thanks
Awesome.
for the 9/11 report.
Yeah, great, great, right? What the
What's
hell?
funny is all of these disasters that we have, they seem to come out like 20 years later with the tell-alls and all the things
Hmm.
behind them. And we all like, oh, that was 20 years ago. It's crazy.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yep.
Yeah, send me to Trixie. I'm interested to see.
Okay. Okay, will do.
I lived in
Yeah.
New York at that time, so it was like real intense.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wanted to see how they present it.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was weird. I was in college at the time, and yeah, it was super strange.
Wow.
Yep. Well, awful day.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep,
Let's
yep.
let's
Cool.
not do that again.
No, please no.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All
All
right,
right.
guys. Thank you, Daniel. Good to see
Thank
you.
you. All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.